Get it? What's good, everybody? See y'all rolling in. My late nighters. I see my late nighters coming in. All right. See my late nighters coming in the building. All right, all right, all right. What's going on, guys? What y'all doing up late? What are y'all doing up so late? I thought I was the only one. I was like, let me come on live and see if anybody's on live right now. What are y'all doing up so late? That's my question. See, my whole hair is a mess. Everything's a mess. I'm about to go to sleep. I'm like, you know what? Let me go online for like 30 minutes and see what's popping. Let's. It's 9:30 in Denver. What are y'all doing up so late? All right. I wanted to talk to y'all about this. So, most of you have heard me speak about it. The Forbidden Credit course, right? The Forbidden Credit course. So tonight we're going to talk about personal information. All right. Tonight we're going to talk about personal information. Let me just. So this Forbidden Credit course, it's one of the most comprehensive pieces that I've put together. So let me explain what's going on with Forbidden Credit. So I took all the round one, every single round one that I've ever, like the ones that we've gotten the most success from. And what I did was I created a course from this, right? And this course gives you all round one access to letters that not a lot of people have access to. These are our most successful dispute letters where we get a lot of deletions in round one itself. All right. So tonight's topic that we're going to speak about personal information tonight. And I'm going to dive into the reason why personal information is so important for you to clean up. Why is it so important for you to clean up personal information? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay. So let me just get this right. Text. Just give me 1 second. Let me get this in the chat. 917 993 52382. Get forbidden. All right. We're going to talk about tonight why is it so important that personal information is cleaned up. All right. So this is what we're going to go over tonight. And let me drop the link here. And then we're going to get started. There's a case law that I want you guys to be very, very intimately familiar with. And guys, I'm telling you that I've seen this case law generate $50,000 via arbitration. So I'm not telling y'all something that I know is not going to work. I'm telling you guys something that's going to work. Okay. All right. So the case law that we're going to go over, we're going to go to the CFPB website, right? We're going to go to the CFPB website, and the case law we're going to read is, and then we're going to discuss it. So it should be about 30 minutes. And I'm going to, the dispute letter and the course model itself is inside the Forbidden Credit, but we're going to talk about this case law. Nelson versus Experian CFPB. All right, so we're going to talk about a case law and why is it so important that personal information gets cleaned up, right? The dispute letter that I've used and the one that my student Dwayne got $50,000 from, that letter is inside of this book. It's a comprehensive guide. It's a whole course that you guys can use to, let me tell you the topics that are in there. So the topics that are covered in Forbidden Credit. We have personal information, inquiries, late payments, collections, medical collections, child support, charge offs, and bankruptcies. All right. I'm going to say this again. Is this pre recorded? No, this is not pre recorded. This is live in living colors. So, personal information, inquiries, late payments, dealing with collections, medical collections, child support, charge off, bankruptcy. These are the topics that are covered here. So, if you guys have any of those issues, if you have any of those issues, you might want to get this course. All right. All right. So, let's get back into this case law. All right. All right. So, the Fair Credit Reporting Act provides that if a consumer contacts a consumer reporting agency to dispute the completeness, now this is what how do I get that? Comment the word forbidden in the chat and you will get a link. The Bling Dynasty, comment the word forbidden in the chat. Streets, comment the word forbidden in the chat. If you're on Instagram, comment the word forbidden and you will be able to get the link. All right, you'll get the link inside of your DM. If you're on YouTube, all you got to do is look at the comments. You'll see me pin the instructions here. So the CFPB did a lawsuit, and basically they're saying the completeness or accuracy of any item of information. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever gone to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax to get an item deleted from your credit, and they're going to tell you that they cannot delete the information because it's tied to an open account? Who's ever heard that who's ever heard that response before? We cannot delete your name or your address or some form of personal information personal information on your credit because it is tied to an open account. Who's ever heard that before? I'm sure some of you have heard that before. They cannot delete it because it is tied to an open account. Who's ever heard that before? What if I told you that was a lie and you can get paid for that violation? What if I told you that's a lie and you can get paid? Ask me how I know. One of my students, Dwayne, got a $50,000 check from Experian because of that same issue. So what grounds, what did he use to get this $50,000? Well, he had to dispute. And like I said, the dispute letter that you're going to need is inside the Forbidden Credit course, right? Not only is the dispute letter in there, but the case law and how it was done. So listen to this. To dispute the accuracy or completeness of any item of information contained in your consumer file, the consumer reporting agencies shall conduct a reasonable reinvestigation of the disputed information. So if you disputed your name, they have to launch an investigation. Shout out to my guy Boniface. What's going on, my brother? They have to launch what is called a reinvestigation to investigate what you are disputing. They have to do it by law, right? Now, the CFPB and the Federal Trade Commission, they filed an amicus brief arguing that this provision also, so the fact that any item which also includes your name, phone number, email address, name, address, phone number, email address, employer, like those are personal identifiers that are on your credit, right? Those are also line items, all right? It's within the word, right? Those are also items that's also on your credit report. So what do you do? Who has multiple names reporting on their credit? Does anyone here have multiple names reporting on their credit? Who has multiple names reporting on their credit? Okay, better yet, who has multiple addresses? Some of you have multiple socials. Some of you have multiple address, social, wrong name on your credit. I know. Some of you even have phone numbers on your credit that don't even belong to you. My question is, have you disputed that before? Have you ever disputed a phone number, a name, a social security, an address that is on your credit that does not belong to you? And they replied, verified, validated, or this item is connected to an open account and we cannot delete it. Has that ever happened to anyone before? Who's that ever happened to? Mm-hmm. Ask me how I know. I wish somebody would. Ask me how I know these things. Because some of y'all will be like, yo, Daraine, how do you know that? Ask me how I know. Somebody asked me how I know. Yeah, name, and they told me they couldn't take it off, said I had to call the bank. That's a lie. That is an actual lie. And because you don't know what is in here, it is the reason why they are taking advantage of you. Guys, I've trained over thousands of students and I train a lot of credit repair business owners. I'm going to say this again. I train a lot of credit repair business owners. And I am telling you from research, from my own experience and from my student experience, I know all the rebuttals that they are sending back. When you send out your disputes, I know what comes back. Right? I know what comes back. Why? Because I listen. I am a coach. My job is to listen. So when I hear all of what's going on, I start my investigations. And my investigation leads me to case laws. They lead me to consumer laws. They may lead me to UCCs. They may lead me to so many different ways of getting the items deleted. The credit agencies and the creditors are sidestepping my opt-out letter as if it doesn't mean you have to enforce it. You have to enforce it. So a lot of you that don't know consumer law, they're going to tell you this. The item is tied to an open account. We can't delete it. A creditor is reporting this information. We can't delete it. The address is accurate and verified. We can't delete it when you know that the information is wrong. So my question to you is this. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to let the inaccurate information stay on your credit? Are you going to continue being a victim of identity theft? Or are you going to take action and clean up the information on your credit reports? I've tried to delete things from my profile and haven't had no success. It's because you don't have a coach. Guys, I've been doing credit research since 2019. I started credit repair in 2020. Guys, I got a few years under my belt. I got 5 to 6 years in this game. Right? I got a few years. So you have to decide, are you going to spend 5 to 6 years worth of research, or are you going to tap in with a coach that knows what he's doing and teaching you the right thing? I am teaching you methods that you can use, and if they are still non-compliant, you can take them to arbitration, you can take them to court. Let me ask you guys another thing. These people online that's telling you about credit sweeps, can you use any of their process and take a creditor or a consumer reporting agency, what you guys call credit bureaus, can you take any of them to court using a credit sweep method? I'm asking you a real question. Can you take any creditor, Capital One, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Truist, can you take any of them to court using a credit sweep method? Can you take any of them to court using Metro 2? Can you take any of them to court using any TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, using a credit sweep? The answer to that is no. You cannot use any of those tactics or hacks. You can't take them to court. What you can use to win is the law, right? This is what you can use. This is what you can use to take them to court. You can take them to court using the laws. You can take them to court using case laws. You can take them to court using federal laws. You can take them to court using UCCs. These are the things you can take them to court for, and you can win a lot of money. Can I DM you for coaching, brother? Absolutely. Yes, you can. And guys, like I'm saying, what you're seeing a book, but this is one part of it. It is an entire course. This is an entire course on credit. It's not just a book. I had to print a book so you guys could see it. I had to print the book so you could see it. But this is a course. This is not just a book. A book is a part. This book is part of the course. It's an entire course. It's an 8-module course. All right. How much is it for coaching? For those of you that want coaching, comment the word university. For those of you on Instagram that's asking about coaching, comment the word university. Comment the word university for those of you that want coaching. Just comment the word university. And if you're on YouTube, I will just drop the link right now so you guys can get it. YouTube. All right, let me. Where is it? Let me drop the link for those of you on YouTube. All right. Right. So, what do you do? How can your personal information affect you? Let me tell you how your personal information can affect you. Personal information can affect you in a few ways. One, if you have multiple names on your credit, multiple names, and you're applying for lines of credit, do you think that an underwriter, is going to extend credit to you with a profile with 5 or 7 or 10 different variations of your name? I want you guys to be honest. Which underwriter is going to extend credit to you with 5, 7, or 10 different variations of your name? I want you guys to be honest. Which underwriter is going to extend credit to you with so many different variations and spellings of your name? Even names that's not even on there. They will think you're scamming. These, you are absolutely correct. They're going to think you're scamming. Okay, another scenario. You have 7 to 10 different addresses on your report. You have 5 or 10 or 7. You have multiple addresses on your consumer report. Who you think is going to extend to you any car note? They don't know where you live. Who's going to extend an auto loan to you? Who's going to extend a personal loan to you? You got multiple names. You got multiple addresses. Who in their right mind is going to extend credit to you? I want you guys to think about this. They tell you that personal information doesn't affect your FICO score. That is true. It does not affect your FICO score. Your FICO score and your consumer report are different. Your FICO score tells the lender how much of a risk you are. I'm going to say this again. Your FICO score only tells the lender how much of a risk you are. How liable, not liable, I don't want to use the word liable. What's the word I want to use? What percent, so let's use this word. we know that the credit score ranges from what? What does the credit score? What tell me? Can somebody tell me the credit score range? Where does your credit start and where does it finish? Can somebody reliable? I didn't want to use the word reliable. There's another word. How liable are you to? Let me Google it. Let me find out because I want to use the correct word here. Can someone one of my friends with a PhD help me out? 300. Okay, so let me see. 300 to 900, nope. 400 to 950, nope. 300 to 900, nope. 300 to 550, nope. Your credit score ranges from 300 to 850. Your credit score ranges from 300 to 850. All right? Your credit score ranges from 300 to 850. Let me see everybody drop that in the chat for me. Your credit score ranges from 300 to 850. Let me see everybody drop this in the chat because I want to make sure that everybody gets this information. Your credit score ranges from 300 to 850. All right, 300 to 850. Come on, guys, drop it in the chat. I want to make sure that everybody has this information. Your credit score ranges from 300 to 850. All right, very good. Now, between 300 and 850, what's the difference between 300 and 850? What's the difference between 300 to 850? So from 300 to 850, what's the difference in the number? 550, right? So there's a scale from 300 to 850, right? Your FICO score ranges from 300 to 850. The spread between the 300 and 850 is 550 points. 550 FICO points. It is 550 FICO points. Now, this 550 FICO points is broken down into 5 categories. Your 550 points is broken down into 5 categories. The first category is your payment history. The second category is your utilization. The third category is your age. The fourth category is your mixture of credit. What does your credit profile looks like? And the fifth part is your inquiries or new credit. So let's do a quick recap. Your credit score ranges from 300 to 850. Marsha, Wagwan, from 300 to 850. That gives you 550 FICO points, right? This 550 FICO points is spread across 5 categories. The 5 categories that they are spread across is payment history, utilization, age of credit, mixture of credit, inquiries, or new credit. Now, each category has an associated percentage that goes with it. So it's 5 parts, but the 5 parts make 100%, right? So the 5 parts, the 5 categories, they add up to 100%. So let's break this 100% down. Your payment history accounts for 35%, right? Your utilization accounts for 30%. The age of your credit is 15%. Your mixture of credit, the mix, how many different accounts do you have? Student loans, auto loans, secured credit cards, personal loans, auto loans, mortgages. That mix is 10% and inquiries is 10%. So together, you have 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. Can somebody drop that in the chat for me? 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. Let me see who's following. 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. Who's following with me? Come on, somebody say it with me. 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. One more time. 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. That's how your FICO score percentage is calculated. So your payment history is 35%. Your utilization is 30%. Your age is 15%. The mixture of your profile is 10%, and your inquiries or new credit is 10%. Right? So somebody might be saying, Daraine, what does all of this mean? Your 550 FICO points, the 550 FICO points is broken down in this percentage. So let me ask somebody a question. Guys, y'all know I only got a high school diploma, all right? So can I ask for some assistance, please? Can I ask for some assistance? All right. Let me know if I can ask for help. I need some help. I need somebody that's really good at math. Can I ask for some assistance? Is that a yes? Who's going to help me? I need to do some math. All right. I only got a high school diploma here. I need some help. Who's going to help me out? All right. I see some people are going to help me. Okay. Who's going to help me out? Come on. I need some friends here, guys. Come on. Who's going to help me out? All right. So no, 35%. Can somebody calculate 35% of 550? There's no way you only have a high school diploma. Can somebody calculate for me 35% of 550? What is 35% of 550? 35% of 550. Who has the answer for this? 35% of 550. Who has the answer? 35% of 550. All right. I see 192.5. Okay. Can somebody help me with 30%? 30% of 550. What is 30% of 550? 30% of 550. Who got it? 30% of 550. What is 30%? Okay, 165. Okay, 15%. What is 15% of 550? 15%. What is 15% of 550? 15% of 550 is 82.5. Okay, great. You guys are following. And then what is 10%? 10% of 550. 10%. What is 10% of 550? All right, 55 and 55. Now, these numbers, so let's do a recap. Let's do a recap. Okay? Your credit score ranges from 300 to 850. Your credit score, your FICO 8, FICO 9, FICO 10, FICO 10T ranges from 300 to 850. That gives us 550 FICO points. 550 FICO points. These 550 FICO points are broken down into 5 categories. They are broken down into 5 categories: payment history, utilization, age of credit, mixture of credit, and new credit or inquiries, right? They are further broken down into percentages. So your payment history accounts for 35% of your FICO score. Your utilization accounts for 30% of your FICO score. Your age accounts for 15%. Mixture of credit accounts for 10%, and your inquiries or new credit accounts for 10%. That's where we got the 35, 30, 15, 10, 10 from. Okay? Those are the 5 categories. Now, these 5 categories, which gave us the percentage 35, 30, 15, 10, 10, they all correlate to a specific amount of FICO points. So, for 35%, the equivalent FICO points to 35% is 192.5 FICO points. That's for payment history. So when you are late on your payments, when you are late and you did not delete the late payment, it could affect your FICO score up to 192.5 points. I'm going to say this again. Late payments, if you do not delete them from your credit, can affect your FICO score up to 192.5 points. Utilizations, when you max out your credit cards, our utilization above 30%, this can affect you up to 165 FICO points. Okay? So when your credit cards are maxed out, this can affect you up to 165 FICO points. That's the amount of points you can potentially lose. When the age of your credit is not above 3 years or more, when the age of your credit is not above 3 years or more, you are not maximizing on the 82.5 FICO points that is allocated for the age of your credit. I'm going to say this again. The age of your credit, not having a good age, 3 years or better, you can lose potentially up to 82.5 points, right? So that average age and stuff that they're talking about, that category accounts for 82.5 points. Now, for those of you that have one account on your credit or 2 accounts and you are not maximizing on the mixture, right? The personal loan, the credit cards, the auto loan, the mortgage. If you're not maximizing a good round of credit or a good mixture of credit, you could potentially be missing out up to 55 points, right? That category accounts for 55 FICO points. And then for those of you that love to apply for stuff, guys, you need 3 inquiries or less per consumer reporting agencies. 3 inquiries or less per consumer reporting agency, because inquiries account for another 55 points. All right. So I hope you guys took notes. That's how your FICO scores are calculated and your range from 300 to 850. So depending on where you fall on the scale of 300 to 850, how likely are you to pay this back? I'm going to tell you this. If you are under a 700, they look at you like, okay, this person may pay these lines of credit back, but we have to protect ourselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to charge subprime interest rates. I'm going to say this again. The underwriters and some of these institutions, they will charge you significantly high interest rates when your profile says that your risk score or your credit score is 700 or below. It simply means that the likelihood of you paying that is less. Now, for someone that has a 700 to a 740, you will get good interest rates. You'll get good interest rates because the statistics shows that people between a 700 and a 740 will 7 times out of 10 pay these lines of credit back. When you hit that from 740, well, really 750, from 750 to like 850, you're in what is called like a top tier credit, right? So right there, you are 90 to 95%. The people in that category, they are likely to pay back these lines of credit. That is why when you fall between 740 and like 800 and over, you get the most favorable interest rates. If you're under a 740, right, you'll get like some mid interest rates. But when you're 700 and below, you could potentially be a victim of subprime lending. So when you don't clean up personal information, when personal information is not cleaned up, using consumer laws and case laws, when your personal information is not cleaned up, you run the risk of being denied for credit. You cannot have 5 to 10 names. You cannot have 5 to 10 addresses. You can't have 5 to 10 phone numbers. You can't have 4 or 5 employers on your report. That shows instability. So everything that you should consider when it comes to your consumer reports, especially in the personal information section of your consumer report, I promise you it hits a lot harder than they were telling you. So for those of you that have not gotten the Forbidden Credit course, guys, I urge you to get the Forbidden Credit course. I urge you to get it. This alone will make tremendous difference in the rate of approval, the types of things you get approved for, how you get approved, because what you need is control over the information. Can somebody drop the word control in the chat for me? You need control. I'm not getting a link. Check your DMs. It might have went to your request folder. It's in your DMs. So check your DMs. Check your DMs. It might have went to your request folder. Can somebody write the word control? You need to gain control over your credit reports. It's important that you gain control and you control what gets reported. You have the ability to have the information that you want reported. You have to gain control, because when you make an application, how you doing? When you make an application, guys, you're not in the room with the underwriter. You're not in the room with the underwriter. You're not. Your report is. What is your report saying about you that's going to have an underwriter say, yes, Daraine Delevante, you're approved? When you are not in the room and it's going through manual underwriting or the data points for automatic underwriting, what story is your credit profile telling that underwriter? Is your profile saying, I am a dependable person, and by extending this line of credit to me, you're extending this line of credit to someone that's an upstanding citizen. You know how to handle money. Your goal is to flip this bag and make some more bag. It's to invest in your business. It's to go on a vacation because you haven't been on a vacation in years. It's to renovate your home because maybe you're looking to sell soon and you want the highest property value for your home. Maybe you need to fix the backyard up. The kids are running around now. If they're breaking everything in the house, it's time to throw them outside and give them a backyard. Maybe you want to do these things. You want to move from a bad neighborhood to a better school zone. What is your profile saying about you when you're not in that room and the underwriter is reading something and judging your character, your mode of living, your household, your reputation, your general characteristics? It's all being judged by someone that you don't know because they have what is called a credit report in their hand reading, and you're not there to speak for yourself. What is your profile going to say? I know it's a very hard question to answer. What is your profile going to say, guys? What is it going to say? What's your profile going to say? Is it going to show the 5 collections, the 5 charge off, the bankruptcy, the multiple late payments, the student loans? Is it going to show that? Can an open account be deleted? Yes. The answer to your question is yes. Open accounts can be deleted. Yes. What is your profile going to say? It's a legitimate question. So guys, it's after 12. I gotta be up for the gym early in the morning. So you know your boy gotta go. Your boy's down 20 pounds. So y'all know I gotta be back in the gym working off this dad belly. I need to get this belly off. So y'all right? So y'all know I need to be in the gym in the morning. So yeah. Tomorrow we will have consumer law after dark again, guys. Don't forget, turn your notifications on. Turn your notifications on so when I'm on, you guys can be notified. You guys can join. Forbidden Credit is out. The course for Forbidden Credit is out. So for those of you that are on Instagram, comment the word forbidden. Comment the word forbidden. Those of you on Instagram, comment the word forbidden to join the Forbidden Credit program. It's an amazing program, guys, and you will not be disappointed. For those of you that are on YouTube, the link is pinned at the top for Forbidden Credit, but I will also drop the link one more time so you guys can get the Forbidden Credit. So you guys can sign up for the Forbidden Credit course. Let me drop it one more time. Boom. Here you go. Right. So just comment the word forbidden. If you're on Instagram, comment the word forbidden. If you don't see it in your general or your private, check your request folder. All right. Sometimes Instagram is weird and they'll send the link to like your request folder. So always make sure you check all 3 folders, okay? So for those of you that don't know what your request folder looks like, it's right over there in the corner. So you have primary, you have request, and you have general. All right, primary, request, and general. Check your request folder. If you don't see it in your primary, if you don't see it in your general, check your request folder. The link might be there. Okay, So I will see you guys for tomorrow. Tomorrow's part 2, we will be talking about inquiries. We're going to talk about hard inquiries. We're going to talk about soft inquiries. We're going to talk how to get paid from inquiries. So that's the topic for tomorrow night. We will be discussing how you can get the inquiries deleted, how you can potentially get paid for inquiries if you got hard inquiries. What does that mean? So tomorrow I'm going over inquiries, okay? So for those of you, have an amazing night. I see court went well for you. Yep, for those of you who don't know, I'm in court. I got multiple lawsuits going on right now. I cannot wait to update you guys when I close on these lawsuits. All right? So, like I said, guys, I'm in the field, I'm working, I'm doing what I am doing. And when I get the information, I bring the information back. I make courses like Forbidden Credit, I write books like Forbidden Credit. You can find the Forbidden Credit course and the book. You can find the book inside the course. This book is not available nowhere else, it is only inside of the Forbidden Credit course. Okay. So the only place to get this book is inside the Forbidden Credit course. All right. So it has dispute letters, it has training videos, it's a lot of resources, it's a lot of information, guys. All right. So everyone have an amazing night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.